physical drills connected with postures. I told you why we did psoas stretching, quadricep stretching, because if you don't have flexibility, muscles don't work so much. You risk injury to the joints and to the tendons. But the basis of everything is the center part of the body that we call core. That's why we call a lot of these drills core stability. Can you move backwards and frontwards the hips? Only hips. Okay, not bad. Can you try to do, if each of you is able to stand up one moment. Try if each of you is able to do retroversion of the hips, retroversion of the pelvis, and anteversion. Retroversion and anteversion. Right. Don't move legs. Don't move shoulders. More. Maybe for boys and sisters. Okay, sit down. Now, guys, we go deeply in the air because we don't have many time. Only 45 minutes for me and 45 minutes for the video. But I want to give you the idea of what we call biomechanics. Applied. You immediately can understand what we are going to do in the gym. So imagine this movement that you did. Retroversion of the pelvis, anteversion of the pelvis. So we can consider this like a wheel, right? Seen from the side, okay? And the wheel can rotate frontward, okay? Or can rotate backward, right? So if we rotate front, we go to hyperlordosis. If we rotate back, we go back to flat, our low spine. So to help you, I have to put here the spine. You know how many vertebrae you have in your body? How many?
36.
Hello, how many vertebrae? Say the number. Small here, you know, sacrum, cochigen, sacrum. Okay. We care about the lumbar spine. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So what we are interested in is the lumbar spine. That's usually L, the beginning of lumbar, is the name of the spine. So L1 is the first lumbar surface. L2, L3, L4, and L5. Okay. From here, you start the thoracic, and we go from T1 to T12, right? Okay. Usually problems in human beings are L4, L5, or under L5 S1, S because it's sacral, right? Sacral bones. So these are the most important and weak places because in your life you can get herniated disc or a protrusion. That means that disc is broken. Usually L4, L5, usually L5, S1. These are the weakest part of the body because all the weight of the body is there, and that are the vertebrae that give us the possibility to have the rotations, right? So we must take very care of our lumbar vertebra, the first part of the sacrum, and the connection. Now we make a joke. If I put a weight, I hang here, and pull down. What happened to the wood? Then turn. Backwards or front? Front. Exactly. So, if I put a weight in front of the wheel, the pelvis rotate front. Okay. How do we call these muscles? Which is the muscle that from the pelvis we have front and down, the pull our pelvis in anteversion. Which is his name? We have psoas. Absolutely. So, psoas is one of the biggest muscle strength that from the lower spine, connection to the hips, turn from your pelvis. And other muscles? Another muscles? Answer is? Sit down, please. The brain is the leader of the body and not body of the brain. So, another muscles that create tension and pull you anteverted. What? Yes. So, what? Other muscles? Hamstrings. Hands. Other muscles? Arms. Adductor. Interesting. Number one, psoas. Number two, quadriceps. Number three, pelvic cuff. Number four, adductor. Why we do this? Because these muscles are the responsible of turning anteversion of your pelvis. And if you turn the wheels front, what happens to the lower spine? Which is the shape of the lower spine? The shape of the lower spine becomes this. And you have out of position and out of angle. So instead of being like this, the vertebra starts working like that. And you will have low back pain. When in a cabinet people come with low back pain, nearly always they have tight psoas, tight quadriceps, tight hamstrings, or tight back. You can do all the massage you want for the low back pain, nothing changed because the reason is not there. We have to stretch the reason that creates the anteversion of the pelvis. So, how can we create the retroversion and to have a good stance? Do you agree that we can put a strength on the opposite side, pulling down, and we can put a strength on the opposite side, up and pulling up? And if you have this strength and this strength, what does happen to the heels now? What does happen to the heel now? Front or back? Back, sure. Good. So this is the positive part that we need to turn back. So one thing you said, how can we turn back? Number one, releasing the tension that pulled from the other side. Number two, activated the muscles that help us for the retroversion. Okay, help me. How do we call the muscles from back to down that help us for the retroversion? Glutes. Absolutely. So, glutes. some way when you run, same hamstrings. And we shall see hands. So, gluteus is fundamental. So do you remember when we start? Here you come. Push up. Ready? Okay. When we start with this plank position, and I told you, gluteus, contra gluteus. Because gluteus help him to be in neutral position. Now do it without the gluteus, like how we call this? Seal. Like a seal, right? So, yeah. Like usually you do. Stay up. Okay. And down here. Okay. Usually you do like that. Completely antiverted. Now tell us, where do you feel? Gluteus or where is the charge now? In this moment. Can you see his low back? Yeah, completely curved. This is hyperlordosis. Okay? We say Brazilian S, right? So when you're like this, people that walk like this, they destroy discus and lumbar. Okay, they destroy lumbar spine. So we have to empower the gluteus because the gluteus is the strength that helps us to the wheel back, and if the wheel go back, your spine is in physiological way. And helmet, which is the strength, very important, that pull up and help us to rotate the heels and to be the spine natural. Abdomen, absolutely. Can you come? Position. Push-ups. Just stay. She has problem to a class, right? You know this. Falling down from the friendly game, she had pain here. But if we can not to charge her quads, but gluteus and abs, maybe she can stay. So we need absolutely to curve here because it's now ribs are down and abdominals are active. And second, we ask her to go down and now contract gluteus, contract. She has no gluteus. When physicians say you don't have muscles, it means you can have nice muscles, but doesn't work tight, right? So she has to improve development of the glutes, right? Okay. Now we come to the second part. How can we solve the problem to have a correct posture? We are speaking about this, right? How can we have a correct posture when you play basketball? You can have a correct posture, correct stance, if the lumbar spine is neutral. And how can we have neutral spine? So when you shoot, you cannot shoot in antiversion of the pelvis, but you have to shoot in retroversion of the pelvis. Because if you shoot in antiversion, the shoot will be from back to front. And you will never have 75 degrees angle shooting out the balls. Stephen Curry shoots 78 degrees, but usually professional player shoot at 75. If you want to shoot 75, you need to go from down to up. But if the pelvis is antiverted, you cannot do this, and you throw from back to front. So, how to have a neutral position? You have to stretch the problems that doesn't allow you this. So stretch the psoas, number 1, stretch the quadriceps, number 2, stretch the hamstrings, number 3, stretch the adductors, number 4, and now activation of the abdominals and activation of the glutes. And now I'm going to tell you something that I paid 30,000 euros. Because few persons in the world can teach you biomechanics, and you have to do some trips around the world if you want to know this, and you can get it in half an hour. How? In the court, you can improve abdominals. How on the court you can improve abdomen and gluteus, and how in the court you can use abdominals and hamstrings. These are the 3 basis muscular chains of the physical sessions, not only basketball. I have the Italian national runners in 100-meter sprint. For them, to have elastic psoas means 0.2 seconds less or more. So instead of doing, for example, I follow the fastest girl in Italy, 18 years old. She has 11.22 in 100 meters. When she doesn't activate abdominal, when she runs, she's always over 11.5. So for basketball is percentage, injury prevention, defense, but from all other sports are point seconds, few centimeters, high jump, long jump, and all the athletics are based on this. So when the question is, which is the best sport for my son, which is the best sport for my daughter, all the sports are nice if you do it them correctly. And all the sports create problems to your body if you doesn't do them correctly. If you don't do that correctly. So, abs. I use the second page to give you the solution. Abs. In many gyms, you see abs develop as crunch. You know crunch. But this is not a good way for us, because we need to connect the abdominals with the shoulders, because we need to connect the abdominals with the legs, because we are running. If you do crunch, they are mono, they work alone, and they are useless for us. So how to connect the abdominals with the shoulders and with the legs? Can you come? Lay down your back. And in the afternoon, at 4:45, we shall have a physical session, and we shall do this drills. Okay, put legs up, 90 degrees, yeah, and stay. 90 degrees, flat, and legs 90 degrees, stay. Breathe. And stay. And now you can tell us, do you feel abdominals, do you feel quads, or do you feel hamstrings? Hamstrings. Your body tell you if you're okay or if you have a problem. His answer should be abs. But his body doesn't say abs. His body say hamstrings. Hamstrings. So hamstring is the problem in his body. So he will take care a lot in stretching of the hamstrings. Because if hamstrings tight, hamstrings doesn't allow us to be active. Okay, so we have to do always the two things together, stretching the resistance and activate the muscular that you need. So stay, one more time. Okay, second position, you're a shooter, so put hands, okay, lay down, and stay. You need a few seconds, this is the way to improve. Now he should work with the abs in this position. Why is difficult? Because his abs are feeling that they are pulled up from the shoulders. Because abs start from the ribs and arrive to the pelvis. If you lift your arm shooting, you stretch your abs, abdominals, and they don't work. So you have to be able to stay down on your abs and to lift the arms anyway, without allowing your shoulders to draw up your abdominals. Okay. So how we call these muscular chains? Do you know? When you are like this, how do you call this position? Okay. This is, we have another color. This is carpet chain. Carpet chain. Did you have never seen jumping in the water, in the swimming pool? Never heard carpet jump? Okay. Now you know. That means there are 90 degrees between the trunk and the legs. When you are in this position, it is the best drills and the workout in the world to work on abs. And we work on power of the abs. Okay. Because abs are the strength that pull up the pelvis, and more you're strong in the abs, more the pelvis are drawn up and going retroversion. And the lower spine now is not hyperlordosis, but is in neutral position. So every time you shoot, you have to know that the abdominals have to be active. Number 2, we want, which is the other muscles that help us to be neutral in the low spine. Gluteus. Okay. For this, I have to tell you that the gluteus have to work together with us. So after improving the abs, you put the abs together with the gluteus in these chains, and they have to work together. Abs and gluteus. And how we call these muscular chains, and it is the second of the 3, abs, abdominals, loose, gluteus. How we call this? Come on. Ready to push up? How you call this position? Usually push plank, right? You know plank? Plank position? Okay, or push-up position. Now, this is the position to empower the abdominals and to empower the gluteus in the same moment. So, I want the abdominals to be active, so I ask him to go down with the ribs because I want to shorten the abdominals. So ribs down, but now I want the gluteus, activate gluteus, okay, and stay. Abdominals, gluteus. Now he's working to empower the muscles that help you not to go in hyperlordosis, but to have the neutral lumbar spine. And when I see, now we are waiting, that he's tired, and when he releases his gluteus, you will immediately see how he is going to curve his lumbar spine. That means that abdominals doesn't work anymore. Bang. Okay. So who is good in push-ups? Who is good in push-ups? Come on. Can you show? Push-ups. Are you good? Who is good? You go. You stop. Finish. She lost abdominals. This is not push-ups anymore. Because coming up, she has lost the gluteus, she has lost the abdominals. So she can do one. Okay, with me? Before? You see, shoulders are higher than the lower spine. So, abdominals, okay, and now down, glutes, come to glutes, okay, stay in this position. Abduction of the scapula, okay, and now go. 1, maybe 2, go, you go, till you. And you will see if she can do 8. This is very difficult. So one of them said, I can do a fifth. If you can do 8, it's great. How we call this chain? This is one, 2, or 3. Strong. Where? Hamstrings. Okay, switch the leg and repeat. Because entire legs are not the same, right? Where? Who is blowing up your leg? The lumbar, the gluteus, or the hamstrings? Hamstring. Same, good. Thanks. Next, low back pain, quickly. Do the test. Up, extended, and tell us. Lumbar glute, yeah. Back. So the leg is drawn up in his case from the back. When he said back, we mean quadrato lumborum. I mean the lumbar muscles, right? Switch. Where? Back. Okay, thanks a lot. So you saw three different answers. So who is the best, who is the worst? You have to guess. 1 second. Who is the best? Who feel the quads? Who feel the glutes? Or who feel the hamstrings? The answer is, we call these abdominals plus hamstrings. Okay? And we call this EX, T, E, M, D, E, and now what I want you to try, the correct answer is abdominals have to activate the hamstrings because are the distant part from the abdominals that can speak together. And now what I want you to try is completely no abdominal, I lift, I feel lumbar. A little abdominals, I lift, I feel gluteus. Very abdominal, I lift, I feel hamstrings. This is the correct biomechanics. If you run like this, sure you have low back pain because every time you lift back is the lumbar working. But if you learn to live and play with abdominals, every time you lift the leg is hamstrings activation. And this is the correct answer. Right. Stand up, right and left. Okay, sit down. How we call expenditure. Finish, guy. This is 30,000 euro worth. Because probably you will never listen to this any other time in your life. Because there are very few persons in the world that work like this. Only the postural operator of the Olympic Championship. I was happy, I was lucky, because I could work for a year with the Isinbaiba postural operator. You know, Isinbaiba has been the world high jump championship. Jubilisco was the European high championship. Baldini was the New York Marathon winner. And all the Olympic athletes and the Olympic champions have to respect these chains. If not, the performance cannot arrive. So what I want is clear your mind that all we do in the physical session, half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the afternoon, is to release your body from the tension and to allow your body to have a neutral lower spine and activation